Welcome back to our Tri-State Trends podcast. I'm in the booth in New Jersey with my man Shannon Womble, FFL Champions. What an elite guy and elite producer. Happy to have you with me today, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing awesome, Mark. Thank you so much for having me, brother.
Well, it's great to have you, man, and I just appreciate, the skill set that you bring to the table, man. You know, the way you've honed your craft, the way you pour out, help out, and really serve everyone, whether on your team or not. I've watched you do that very closely over the last year and a half, and I really appreciate that, man. So thank you for, being here with me today and jumping on with us.
Man, that means a lot. Coming from you, dude, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
More than you know.
FFL Champions.
Yes, sir. In the house.
Got a lot of good things going on. I certainly want to talk about those things. But as you and I constantly talk about, when we talk about change, you're constantly challenging yourself to make changes. What are some things that you have looked in the mirror on over the last 90 days and have put new things into motion?
Over the past 90 days, well, I took a good hard look at the business in general. Took a look at what I was doing, found out that I really wasn't that happy, right? In just personal production.
Okay.
Right? It's good.
Meaning you weren't, wait. You weren't happy with just doing personal production
Right.
or with your personal production?
Both.
Jesus. He helps 500 families and he's uptight. I'm here. I'm listening.
Yeah, I was uptight, and it wasn't fulfilling. And so as I wasn't happy, my production started sliding, right? And I had to pinpoint what area that I really wanted to find out what I could do in this business. Where can I be of the most benefit? How can I have the biggest impact, right? And just writing, 30, 40, 50 families a week, protecting, or a month rather, that has an impact on those families, but it's not having an impact on a larger scale. And that's really what I wanted to do. So I took a good hard look and said, all right, let's go ahead and make a run at how we're going to go ahead and build the agency the way you want to build the agency.
Mm-hmm.
And because I think a lot of times when I was trying it before, I was doing it the way others wanted me to do it. And I was like, okay, sounds good. Let's try it. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't what I wanted to do. So I figured out exactly how I wanted to run the agency, how I wanted to have an impact on the agents, and everything just kind of started falling in place. We put, 4 trainings a week for the agents, right? On Zoom, got more plugged in to serve the people live dial.
Mm-hmm.
And then we hired an admin, which has been huge.
I can only imagine.
And now we're here today talking with you on agency growth and where Champions is going to go. And now I'm clear. I'm very clear on my purpose with what Champions is all about. And I couldn't be more happier. And now I know that my personal production is going to just ramp up that much more the last 6 months of the year.
Right. Yeah, it's very liberating to not only find your own voice, but hear your own voice. Would that be accurate? That's what it sounds like you're saying to me. Would that be accurate on what I'm hearing?
Absolutely.
So what was, you say, building the agency the way you want to build it. What is that? What did that look like? And by the way, as you're saying that, I don't think you're going to build anything great the way someone else wants you to build it long term, right? Mm-hmm. You finding your voice, hearing your voice, and being, satisfied and happy with your own voice is the way to do this. So what is it that you heard, and what is it that you started to put in place?
What I heard from myself was one of the things that just kept on repeating was I wanted to build an agency with elite producers, right? I don't need a big team, Mark. I want to have the biggest impact on as many people as I can, but I want to make sure that each agent has all the tools necessary to positively impact their families and the families that they're protecting, right? And when I look at it, if I've got 15, 20, 25, 30 agents protecting 20, 25, 30 families a month, that's my vision. That's where we want to go. Is it going to happen overnight? No. But we've designed it to where we're going to scale appropriately, where we have enough time to go ahead and sit and train with the agents to make sure that they get ramped up over a specified period of time, quickly ramping them up, putting all the tools necessary, all the processes in place to make sure that they're going to be able to go from licensed agent to a writing agent with a minimal amount of time. That time frame hasn't been specified yet, but we're working on it. We're working on it. And so that's what I heard. That's what we're working on. That's my vision. And now the people that are on board, right now writing, they understand. That's our culture. If you want to be an elite producer, let's go. Be a champ.
Be a champ.
Be a champ. Let's go. Let's dive in. Let's dig deep. Let's roll up. Let's work.
Right.
Because, make no mistake about it, dude. It's work.
Yeah.
You got to work.
100%. So that, obviously brings into, let's bring into perspective, what you're doing for recruiting, right? And then what you're doing for onboarding. I mean, again, with your training style and skill set, I'm sure you can train anybody, but for the purposes of people learning, talk to us about what you're doing from a recruiting standpoint, and then talk to us about what you're doing to get agents, turn agents into elite producers. What does that boot camp or process look like?
And all of this, is coming into play as we speak, right? But what we're doing is warm market right now.
Love it.
You know why I love it?
Why?
It's free. Doesn't cost me a dime, dude.
That's facts. That is facts.
And I look at everybody on my team, I'm like, warm market, warm market, warm market, warm market.
Right.
It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. I've got a few that, cold market recruiting. So we're focused on that. And so we're signing up to the warm market blitz, right?
Yes, sir.
And so the agents are giving me their list of names. I'm going to give them a telephone call, say, hey, Mark, how you doing? This is Shannon Womble. You don't know me,
right?
But we have a mutual acquaintance, David Ritter, right? He said you're pretty sharp.
Yeah.
And you're doing X for a living right now. He said you might be keeping your options open.
Got it.
Open up the door that way.
Nice.
Right. So that's what we're doing for.
How's that? How do you like that process? How's that work? And what does that feel like? And how's that result coming?
I like it. And I'm going to like it more once we're consistently doing it.
Right.
Right. We've been consistently inconsistent doing it. But when we've been doing it, it works really well. And we added probably about 5 people into, the course.
Isn't it amazing how many people are keeping their options open?
Dude, I was talking to an Uber driver on the way over here.
Makes sense.
He's from Egypt. And I said, how long have you been doing this? I see that you're a preferred Uber driver. Do you really like it? He goes, I used to. I said, why you used to? He goes, well, before they only took 20% of my pay. Now they're taking 60%.
Wow.
I said, so what are you doing? What else are you going to do? He said, well, I'm, just like that truck over there, I'm getting my CDL. What if that doesn't work out? I said, I don't know. So I've got an option for you. I know they're keeping 60. How would you like to keep 65%? Right? On a lead assist.
Right.
Right? He's like, I'd love that. Okay, here's my information.
That's strong.
Yeah. I said, I'm going to our corporate headquarters right now. You're dropping me off. We're going to be doing some training today. Really excited. You want to come in? He goes, I got another job. I got to go.
Now think about this, Shannon. 4 months, 6 months, 12 months ago, would you have talked to that Uber driver?
I would have thought about it.
This is massive. You are an elite producer. You know how to communicate with anyone you want to. And you're saying that there's a time period not that long ago that you would have thought about it, but you wouldn't have done it.
That's right.
You know what's next. Why the change?
Mark, that's a really great question, man. And I think that when I first got in this business, I didn't have the success trajectory that I thought that I would have, right? It took me longer, right? And so when I started building before, I've been down this road before, right? And we had some good success, and then it kind of waned and this and that. And, and for whatever reason, you have people leave and you take it personal and everything else. And once I removed the emotion and I really just got clear about what it is that I want, what does Shannon Womble want? What kind of impact does he want to leave on this world when I'm gone, right? Once you get clear about those things, right, then you're able to say, hey, people need help. People need help. Like what you just said. Everybody's out there looking. Everybody. Here's a guy, he's from Egypt, right? He's got 6 kids, right? Not all of them are here. He's got family in Egypt, and he's got a very strong why. Do you think that he's would love an opportunity like this? Do you think that he would wouldn't give it his all? I don't know if he's going to give it his all or not. But all I know is I need to go ahead and give him the opportunity. It's not my position to say yes or no.
Right.
That's his.
Transferring information.
That's it. I just want to help now, dude. I'm very clear about what it is that Champions is about.
I love it. Now, was it painful before to you understand? These are just words, man. You think that we're lifting, 2-ton trucks, when it comes to saying, hey, Shannon, this is Mark Me. You don't know me, but I got your information from Sebastian. He says you're super sharp. Are you keeping your options open? You literally feel at times, I do when I talk to people, not me, but people that I talk to that refuse to do this 100 times a day or 50 times a day or 500 times a week, which is just mind-boggling to me if you want to build an agency, that we're over here lifting 2-ton trucks, that talking to an Uber driver that is most likely looking for a new opportunity or a different opportunity or another opportunity is like lifting 2-ton trucks. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like picking up that phone.
Yeah, but I still want to know, I got it. You're right. Except giving people the opportunity. So it's the same thing of you being uncomfortable and doing it anyway, or you being uncomfortable and not doing it because you're uncomfortable, right? Because when you're uncomfortable, look how free you are right now to do that. You've challenged that uncomfortability multiple times enough in the shadow boxing, in the practice arena, and now live fire. Hey, I'm in an Uber, and again, we're not doing anything. We're just talking. We're not freeing the world of hunger. We're just talking to one person, and it's not a 2-ton truck anymore.
It's not.
How freeing is that? How kind of awesome is that?
It's so awesome. You remember when you were a kid and you couldn't wait for Christmas morning, right? That excitement that you had. You remember that, Mark?
I do.
Yeah. I felt that last night. I can't explain it other than that. I finally felt clear about what it is that we're doing.
That's awesome.
When I hired my admin, Sue's a blessing. She's an absolute pleasure to work with. She's smart. She gets it. She understands numbers. And so when I can sit and talk to her and relay my information, my vision to her, and she gets it and she challenges me on certain things, right? But now I'm having a dialogue with somebody else about the vision that I have, right? That's on the team.
Right.
And she gets it, and she's going to help me build it, right? And she's there to help the agents. I went to bed last night. I was just so excited. So excited, man. I'm like, I've reduced it down to the ridiculous, like I do with my clients, like I do with my numbers and sales.
Right.
And I'm like, these numbers work.
Right.
Right? We can do this.
It's funny what clearing the mind can do, you know, and setting yourself up for the proper kind of success. Listen, we got football camp coming up in August. If my son has his pads and he has his jersey and he has his pants and he has his socks and his helmet and his cleats and his gloves, he's going to feel excited too. He's prepared. But if the night before football camp starts and his cleats are run down and he doesn't know where his socks are and they don't have his helmet size yet, he's not going to feel excited.
No, he's not prepared.
He's not prepared, and he doesn't have a clear mind. There's no runway for him to take off.
You're right.
It's crowded.
Yeah.
And that's what you're saying. You know, there's a runway that's clear and ready for takeoff. That's awesome.
I love that analogy. Thank you.
And I mean, at the end of the day, that's what you've
awesome.
done. You know, you've done the soul searching. You've done the what does this need to feel like for me to be successful?
It's painful.
You've put in the work. It is painful, but now how does it feel?
Liberating.
There you go, brother.
Yep.
So, Tri-State Trending with my man Shannon Womble. Shannon, when you're thinking about the next 6 months of 2023 and going into 2024 and beyond, you know, with the vision you have now, what are some goals that you have set aside for your team and your company?
Yeah, for overall team growth. Now, this will be with about 10 riders by the end of the year, okay? So we hit SVP before we slid backwards. So the goal is to go ahead and hit SVP by October, right? November timeframe. And then we'll be EVP again by convention.
Love it.
Yeah. And so, and that's with...
You know that's a different EVP, right?
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
That's a different EVP. It's a good EVP. It's a great EVP.
Yeah.
Why? You know what I'm saying. I want to make sure the audience knows what I'm saying. What does that mean when I say it that way?
When it's different?
Yeah.
Well, to me, it's different because now it's in a manner that I'm not chasing the number,
Right.
right? I'm chasing lives that I'm going to help change.
Strong. That's strong. Different.
So that was different than before.
Yeah.
EVP was a number,
Right.
and now it's not. We're going to change lives. We're going to save agents. We're going to, like, dude.
Yeah, I know.
So, and the thing is that's what I'm changing. It's all perspective, a paradigm shift,
That's
so
great.
to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all about making sure that the agents they have the tools, right? They know how to pivot. They know how to carry a dialogue. They know how to carry a dialogue with you and 10 other people because everybody's different, right? You can't preach the same thing to the same to different people,
Right.
right? You need to carry the same message 10 different ways, right? So that everybody understands. And so these are the tools that we're going to go ahead and prepare the agents with, right?
Yeah.
In the champion culture,
Uh-huh.
right? So, but yeah, it's definitely different. I love it.
Yep, and it's gonna not only the results not only gonna be different, but the process is gonna feel different. So I'm excited for you, man. Thank you for joining us in the booth, man. I'm really, really excited for you. I'm probably as elated as you look right now inside because I know the process, the laborious mental process that
hard.
you've gone through to get where you are right now. So the sound of liberation is incredible, man. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you for jumping in with us here, Shannon. Thank you all for listening and watching. This is going to be a great one. The key to this is what you need to do here to get to where you want to be here. Appreciate y'all for listening.